Welcome.
Hi, welcome to Allastrology. I'm Amy.
And I am G. And I am going to light some sacred sage because it's time for
A reading.
It's time to do the free reading.
We're doing a free reading. This is for a birth time and place of June 20th, 1990, 4:52 p.m. in Toledo, Ohio.
Okay. So this is...
Welcome, fellow Ohioan.
Yes, and fellow, right. We do free readings for our subscribers, so please go down below and comment your birth date, time, and place, and we will reach out to you and give you a free reading.
If you subscribe, we'll give you a free reading. You just scroll down below all the videos that are there, and we'll give you a free reading. It might take us a few days, maybe a week or so to get to you. A lot going on in our lives and a lot going on in this country right now. So just bear with us. We'll get to you. Okay? So today is June 20th, 1990 is the chart.
All right. You already read all the birth info, right?
Yep.
For this free reading.
You always miss that when
my
you're
mind's my mind's setting the sacred space for the reading. So that's a good thing. So I know I had kind of already reached out a little bit earlier and made a little comment on a few things to this person separately through messaging, but we're going to go ahead and talk probably a little bit more on that. But before we do that, because that was kind of focused more on the new moon, which was on the 31st. Today is the 4th of August. So we're asking people to, oh gosh, I might be a day behind already. We asked people to start setting their intentions on the 4th of August.
The 4th. No, today's a good day to set intentions.
So I wanted to kind of start there with the kind of continuing what I already kind of began. And now we have Miss A's input too to go and read into a little bit further on your chart. So looking at your chart, there's the intensity of fire. I talked about that a lot already. And I gave you some dates, I believe, too. And so I'm going to stress that as well, is that because of the amount of fire you have and the creative force that you have, just you as an individual, you have unbelievable, immense creative powers, basically, is kind of how I want to put it, to do that which you desire. And so I want you to just really think about what it is that you want. But because what I'm looking at your chart, there's a very prominent intention of thinking about self, okay? And wanting to be in the spotlight, wanting to take center stage. So for you, you're going to focus your intention on including others in that spotlight.
Right.
And maybe finding a platform that as many people as possible can be a part of and benefit from.
That's going to be particularly true right now. And that energy is going to carry through for the next couple of months. It's going to be really strong right now. Just because of the way things are set up right now for you. You're going to be so drawn to doing this. And we really want you to be inclusive of others. It's going to be so important to do that. One of the reasons why that's so important is because of the energy that exists right now in our country. It's we have this problem with dividing, and we need to focus on including. So that's one of the things that we all need to do on a personal level, is to try and be more inclusive as opposed to exclusive.
So inclusive, siblings, neighbors, community.
Yeah.
Only mentioning these because in your chart where I'm looking at the intensity of energy that you have and that you're actually going to have coming. You've already been experiencing it. It's what astrologers would call a Saturn return that you're in the midst of. You're at the beginning stages and you're sensing it already in your life without a doubt. And it involves how you think. It involves how you communicate. It involves your siblings. It involves neighbors. It involves community. Okay.
And for you in particular, it involves structures in your lives, in your life. It probably involves anything that you consider structural in your life. Maybe if you grew up going to church,
Tangible things, material things
material
as well.
things, what you hold on to, your home. If you grew up in a house, if you put a lot of value on that home that you had growing up. What else? How you look at
Business and commerce.
how you look at business, how you look at commerce, how you look at moving forward in your life in terms of work.
Yeah, your highest...
your highest aspirations in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah.
moving forward with your
Just your goals in general, where you think how you want people to perceive you. You want to be on top, so it's your highest worldly aims, they would say. And that's all intertwined. I know we just both mentioned a lot of different things. It's all intertwined in this
all
house for you.
in there.
It's all in the same bucket.
Now you have to understand that this is the Saturn return that we're talking about. This experience is something that everybody goes through between the ages of 28 and 30. So this is not something that is unusual for you or anybody else. We all experience this at this age. And that is something where we reevaluate how we look at the structures in our lives, how we look at the rules and the regulations and the things that we feel have kept us locked into what we've been doing so far in our lives. And we're reevaluating those things, and we're reevaluating the things that we want in our life and the direction that we're going in our life. And the interesting thing about it is this particular transit, it's when Saturn comes all the way back to where it was when you were born. It's called a transit. When it gets to this point, 28 to 30, and it touches itself again, what happens is if you are not on the path where you're supposed to be based on what you set up for yourself before you came into this life, your life is going to kick you in the butt and it's going to put you back on that path. So if you're not where you're supposed to be, things are probably really difficult for you right now. You're finding a lot of disruption in your life, a lot of changes in your life.
And anything that's considered that's
Yeah.
very structured in your life, in your material world, in your financial world, in your money world.
Yeah.
Things are changing. Things are changing, and they're going to be changing. They actually have been changing for a while. You've been going through a deep transformation.
And we're probably talking about 6 months to a year that this has been going on.
Well, and there's other things there too in that area where you've already been going through this whole thing of the way I think, the way I communicate, my community, my siblings, and your material
siblings
world,
isn't
your
necessarily
goals.
just your physical siblings, but the people that are in your life that you...
Neighbors come upon this. Neighbors,
But
people who are
also
close to you, people in your community, people
the
who
people
aren't
that
blood
you
relative
consider
siblings, but
like
yeah,
siblings
yeah.
that aren't your blood relatives. It's my sister by another mother, my brother by another mother kind of idea too.
So the height of this, though, because this is occurring for everybody, but for
you in particular, it's going to be even stronger.
It's going to be quite strong. And so we want you to have a heads up to this.
Yeah.
And maybe you've had other readings, maybe you've had other astrologers or whatnot or whatever, but we can give you dates. It's already getting, like we said, you're experiencing it, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
But come this December, there's a lineup where we've got multiple energies on top of each other.
Yeah.
And it so happens that they're on top of a natal planet that you have there. Okay? Yep. So in other words, there's like 3 planets that are sitting on top of each other. So the more planets that join the party, the more energy it is. Mm-hmm. Okay? Luckily for you, you have these particular things that are adding ease to other areas of your life at that time. But when that happens, we also have other areas of our life where tension sets up. So one of the areas where we know there's going to be some tension, okay, because of the way that we're looking at the lineup, is it could be in areas of work. It could be in areas of health, okay? It could be like things that we would do on a regular everyday basis, whatever it's called, everyday jobs. It also would include coworkers, okay? So it sets up a tension, which means when a tension comes, we have to work harder. What is the date of that exactly? When we have, it's like a 22 degrees, because that's when Pluto, hold on one second, when Pluto and Saturn join this, it's at 22 degrees. Isn't that this December?
Actually, it's the beginning of January.
So it is this January 21st? Oh, I thought there was these are at 22 or 20. All right, so then we're going to move it.
January 21st.
Well, you're going to be feeling it by the end December 2019. We all are. We all will be feeling it somewhere in our chart.
We're really going to start to feel this by the end of December. Right around Christmas time, it's going to be really obvious. But by the time we get to the middle of January, it's going to be overwhelming for everybody, and for you, it's even going to be even
everybody.
more
It just depends on where it occurs in your chart. And so for you, we mentioned all those other things about siblings, money, material world, communications, okay, whether it's by writing, media, things that you say through social media, on the internet, you know, whatever you do, whatever kind of communication you're doing in particular with.
It could also involve communication on to the other planes, to the astral plane. It could involve communication above the astral plane. It can involve a lot of things because of the things that you've got going on.
You've got a lot going on. We all do. Here we go. We all do. But in terms of communications, you're communicating, like we didn't even get to this yet. Like, where are we at? We're already at the 12-minute mark. You have a lot going on. And it's because of natally where you have planets and there's major things happening and hitting points. So it's like when the hands of a clock turn and they hit that.
It's all going to click at once.
Yeah. And so there's a lot. There's a lot for us to discuss, actually. And so we wanted to be able to give you a heads up for January of 2020. Okay. There's going to be a concentration and there's going to be attention in areas of work. Now, bringing you backwards a little bit to right now, you do have a very nice setup coming, and I already did mention those dates to you. I think I said like the 8th to the 18th or something.
Yeah, that's what you said.
The super prime window is August 12th to August 18th, okay? There is something beneficial coming for you. It's going to be something by way of your work. It's going to be something that's going to affect your values. It's going to be something that has to do with your highest aspirations and goals, and it's going to be you somehow being in the spotlight, okay? So there's this nice thing coming. Again, I mentioned when I communicated with you earlier, to keep that nice thing that's coming, to keep it going, you want to involve earthy elements. The fire needs wood in it, and that was what I was referring to, that you have this sweet setup coming, but you want it to keep going. You don't want it to end. You don't want it to be the fire or the candle where the flame just burns out after a while.
You want to feed the flames.
Yeah, and so you want your bonfire to keep going, right? And so you've got to find some earth. You've got to find some wood, put it in that fire and keep this thing going.
In the meantime, one of the things that we did notice that we would like you to be cognizant of, and it's just a concern, is there might have been a health issue, or there may be a health issue that's going on that we want you to be cognizant of. It could involve your digestion easily, or it could seem as if it's involving your stomach or your digestive issues.
Yeah.
And it may feel as if that's where it is, but I get the feeling that it might not actually be your stomach or your intestinal system. I get the feeling that it might be gynecological. So, if back in June, and we're not talking very long ago, this is just a few weeks ago, we're talking 6 weeks ago,
Yeah.
You noticed you had some pain, you had some problems with eating, or you had some discomfort in your lower abdomen, and you went to the doctor and they couldn't find anything, they couldn't see anything wrong with you, please keep an OB-GYN appointment, go get it checked out. I just get the feeling that there may be something going on that could be problematic for you, and I just want you to be aware of that, because there is a setup in there that could be a problem.
Yeah,
So
it's just something you
please-
want to make sure that you're
Yeah.
aware of, and something that you want a professional to take a look at, which
Yep.
we are not. But when we see things where it's like, okay, well, this is a possibility. So we just make the recommendations. Hey, we see where there could be a possibility of something, and we want you to get a medical professional's opinion.
Yeah. And it's just a concern to me because of the setup that I see.
And let us
way-
know.
And let us know.
Like we love feedback. We love to find out.
Yeah.
We love updates
Yeah.
to these readings.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's really important to us that we know, and if we tell you that we see something that is like a medical concern, we want to know, is there something that we should have known about? Is there something that we did in fact see? And with the good stuff too, we want to know about it. We want to know that we're hitting the nail on the head and that we're seeing things the right way. But
Or not.
or not.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
we want feedback.
Yeah, we do. And I do get really concerned when I do see these medical indicators. So I actually do get worried about people. So please give us a heads up and let us know.
That's the crux of being a double Virgo.
Yeah, I can't
So,
help it.
with that said, like I said, there's lots of things that you have going on in your chart. One of the nuggets I want to leave you with before we cut this free video is that I was explaining, we were actually discussing a few things here, that communicating with spirit, communicating on the astral plane, communicating above the astral plane. You have, if you're not certain, you do have a direct line of communication set up with, well, some would call it the angelic realm, but it's really the higher divine feminine power, okay?
Right.
You definitely have a direct line. There's a connection there.
Yeah.
And so we see a lot of the different things and the abilities, especially being a Scorpio rising, really psychic. So there's astral plane stuff going on, and there's above the astral plane stuff going on. And
You could easily...
we want you to just,
Yeah,
you know,
could
if you're not in that
easily-
line of work, get in that line of work.
You can easily be doing healing work for
yeah,
women.
yes.
Easily.
Yes, good point. Good point.
Using the divine feminine energy that's open to you from the angelic plane. It is available to you, and you could definitely be doing healing work working with women.
Yeah, and so
Specifically.
moving forward, when that stuff in January occurs, whatever you're doing by way of that, by working in the healing realm with angelic beings, working with women or not, but maybe just working as a healer in some fashion or form, this is meant to trigger those things in a way where you realize, okay, I know I'm good at this. It comes natural to me, but this is more of a, we want you to like really do this. Okay. So with that, we're gonna stop it here.
Yeah.
And if you wanna do an extending reading, we do really affordable readings. Reach out to us and let us
Yeah.
know. Go down below, comment below at the video, and just say, hey, G, hey, Miss A, we want to do an extended reading, and we'll get back to you. Okay.
Yep.
So hopefully you can move forward with some great information and get some value on your reading. So with that said,
Yep.
I think that's
And
all good for now.
please go to Facebook, leave a comment. That would be great too.
Yep.
We would really appreciate it.
We appreciate it. All right, till next time. Bye.
Thanks.